Okay, there's one center, Buddhist center, where one of the staff, in order to identify who are missing in the morning, what he says is that, please, those who do not light the lamps this morning, please come to light offer the lights. Then you identify what this. Kaka, do you understand what I'm saying? No, I'm joking. Okay, I was asking that the learner was missing, Kakan was missing, and our young man. Okay, but those who have health issues, you require more rest. Yes, this class that we are doing is quite intense, and those ones, some of you already know. There's one elderly lady who must be in her, I think, almost 70s, and there was another gentleman, and the elder lady was talking to the gentleman and about the retreats, our retreats. And the gentleman said, "No, you don't come to retreats anymore in the future. It's very intense. This retreat is so intense. You cannot run as much as how the young people they do." So that's what he would tell the elderly lady. Okay. So no doubt this retreat is quite intense, with three classes and one morning practice, plus two more group discussions, and then one optional discussion happening. So it's quite intense. So therefore, those who have health issues, I would suggest you to take rest, meaning the morning sessions. But the others who can join the morning session will be very helpful, for the reason that there's the one reason. For me also, to be very honest, is very helpful. To be very honest, that to do my own personal practice versus come in a group and do the practice, it has its own unique benefits. At the same time, what I'm saying is that why we designed this morning practice is not necessarily a part of the retreat. But after the retreat, many people, all these many years, people ask with one question, that now how to practice this, whatever we have learned in the classes on a daily basis, how to do this as a practice. So the morning practice is designed just for that purpose. People to learn how to practice. It's just for that purpose. It's not that this is necessary as a part of the retreat, not necessary. Otherwise, to be very honest, since when I was in my 30s and early 40s, I had tremendous energy. I don't feel any tired. So nowadays, I start to feel tired the moment I hit 50s. The body weakness, I could feel this. This is a natural law. You cannot do anything. But what I'm saying, still I'm coming in the morning, because as many people can be benefited. They learn how to practice this. One person learns how to do this practice, and I know that there are many who, after the retreat, then they begin to have their personal daily practice. This is so precious. So therefore, just instead of sitting by myself, doing my own practice and coming in the group and doing the practice, that way I benefit, people also benefit. Many people then learn how to practice this in a more systematic way, but it's a complete thing to do. So this is, we talk about the correct information, complete information. Says, we talk about this, and this is in action. We're doing this in the morning. So it's just for the purpose. So therefore, whereas I would say that if you can come for like at least one or two times for this, then this will be very helpful for us to learn. Otherwise, if you never know, what's happening, and then you just keep speculating what should be done and so forth. You may do little thing here and there. And many people, I see that people who come into Buddhism and have been into that Buddhism for like 5 years, 10 years, and when I check what they're doing, they're reciting to a lot of recitation, sadhanas and so forth, and there's no actual practice. And not knowing what is the main salient points. They don't know that. So this is why we designed this morning practice. Okay, so with this mind, setting proper motivation, visualizing the refuge field, Bodhichitta, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, particularly here, the land of the enlightenment, where Prince Siddhartha became enlightened for the benefit of all of us, all the Dhamma sentient beings. And His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who made so much visits to here and bless the place, which was already blessed by the Bodhichitta money, and likewise from the olden times, like Nagarjuna till today, all the great enlightened masters, they paid the visit and bless this place. So we are so meritorious to be here. That the Brood Institute, blessed by His Holiness the Dalai Lama, then Lama Yeshe, incredibly great master, who passed very young, very unfortunate. And then his student, Lama Subarambache, both of them just incredibly amazing. And so they create this place for us, and all these people in the past volunteered to serve the institute, starting from Kabirji, who you met, who was coming here and off and off here, on and off here, and then with all the series of directors and the volunteers. So because of them that we are having this opportunity to be together here. So let us visualize all the demonstrations with us. And the purpose of our being together is to awaken the hidden treasure within us, so that we can eventually, very soon, experience fearlessness and infinite happiness, and then share this wisdom with all the demonstration beings, the way Acharya Dignaga indicated, the one who is transformed into reliable light, motivated by ultimate benefits sentient beings, the teacher, Sugata and protector, to you and make prostrations. This is how we should follow our life. If we are fed up with the tears, painful tears of samsara, this is the only way. And there's so many people, each one of us, after learning these valuable treasures to awaken a hidden treasure, then we will truly, truly, truly feel compassionate. We can empathize with innumerable demonstration beings who, without having met with these teachings, and then continue to accumulate negative karma for no reason, bullying others, then the exploiting others, and dragging yourself into miseries and pulling others into miseries, creating pains on others, and instilling others to engage in negative karmas. So they're very, very extremely sad. So we feel that when you see these things, we feel the urgency that I have to become Buddha as soon as possible to benefit all the pains. I have to. If I stay one day longer to attain Buddhahood, from attaining Buddhahood, then one day innumerable beings have to suffer unnecessarily. If I become Buddha one day ahead in time, I can benefit all these innumerable beings that they don't have to suffer one day. And that too is not just one person, two beings, but infinite number of beings. You become a Buddha, you have that capacity to simultaneously benefit infinite number of beings. So with this mind, imagine that you're leading this practice and all beings are joining us with this mind. Let us say the verse of refuge in Bodhicitta. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice, forgiveness, so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice, forgiveness, so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice, forgiveness, so forth, Sevenfold, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje Joda Zoge Chonam No Chanjo Pardo Dane Gyapso Che Tage Jinso Kebe Sonam Gen Dola Benjere Sanje Dubara Sho Sanje Joda Zoge Chonam No Chanjo Pardo Dane Gyapso Che Tage Jinso Kebe Sonam Gen Dola Benjere Sanje Dubara Sho Sanje Jodo Zoge Jonam Doi Chanjo Bardo Dane Gyalso Che Tage Jinso Gebe Tsonam Ge Dola Benjere Sanje Dubara Isho Om Ye Dharma Hetu Prabhavam Hetum te sham dathagato yavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam Hetum te sham dathagato hyavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam Hetum te sham dathagato hyavatat te sham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye svaha All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer.
I have a question. I don't know.
Yes.
It's regarding dependent origination. It's okay.
Say it again.
Regarding dependent origination.
Yes.
So some days ago we talked about regarding the first level of dependent origination, that is to say, dependent origination of the results depending on the causes. We talked about two types: natural cause and effect and karmic cause and effect.
Yes.
We said that on the karmic cause and effect, the element of intention, the mental factor of intention, must be removed. At the same time, we learned also that all comes into being by power of conceptual designation, mental imputation. That is to say, everything comes from the mind. And we didn't learn this, but we know that every mind should necessarily have the omnipresent mental factor of intention. So, natural cause and effect, should it be directly or indirectly also generated by intentions?
Okay, this is a good question. I think we need to keep a separate time for question answer. This question is very good, and there are many other things that you should be reminding me. You remember? There are many things to remind me.
Cognitive obscuration.
Corner obscurations and many things. Okay, so so Joshua, you see how say where to fit one session for question answers, or another possibility would be like say in the afternoons. In the afternoons, where we are a little more heavy, where we are more little liturgic, we can do question answers. So, okay, so this question is very good, and about the cognitive obscuration, and there are other things also. Huh? Peter?
Entities and isolates. Entities and isolates.
Oh, entities and isolates.
And the question about the conventional and ultimate part of the third set of the Four Noble Truths.
No answer. Oh, yes. And then also the positive negative phenomena. Yes, there are many important things to be discussed.
Dylan, also you wanted us to remind you to explain the verse that we read in the preliminary prayer, independent origination.
Yes, this is very important. Okay, there are many important things left. So let's do one thing. In the afternoon session, we will spend the part of the afternoon session for this question answer. 40 this one, but then there are many of these questions must be done before that. Maybe this afternoon we'll do a part of it. And then okay, so another thing is that if you have questions, if you have questions, they're more serious than the first day, second two question where your mind is so enthusiastic, so many questions. I know that many of these questions are already answered either by in the talk, in the teachings, or through group discussions, or you yourself grow and you got answers. So now if you have questions very serious. But don't say this to the monastic universities scholars. You getting it? They will ask how many years you studied. He said the question is very serious now. How many years you studied? 20 years. No. 7 years. No. 5 years. No, 5 days. You're getting it? Okay, don't disclose this. Geshe-la is saying this. Now your questions are very serious after 5 days, right? What is it? Today's 5th day? 5th, 6th? 6th day. Okay. So 6 days is nothing. But the good thing is that unlike the other things, we have the flow, 6 days of momentum. Yes, momentum is great momentum because it's together, having classes, one for the other, with the practices, group discussions. So that way the momentum is there. But the momentum is way faster. When the momentum is missing, then again you have to go back to build the momentum. For example, when you do gym, first you have to warm up. So warm up takes time. Whereas with the momentum, you don't do the warm up. Straight away you can jump into the practice. Okay, so this afternoon we'll do, there are some other things like entities, isolates, and then the positive negative phenomena to be done first, and then dependent origination, and followed by, cognitive obscuration, then followed by these two questions. And if you have more questions, write it down on a piece of paper like this and put it on my table. And so that way, sometimes the questions can be repetitive. Some people so I read it, and then we will do it how to see to them more effectively. Okay, good. Today we will do start with the Bodhicitta practice, and first let me see that finally what we are seeking is this interesting. This is very interesting. Each one of us, what we are seeking, whether you believer or non-believer, or what religion that you're following, it doesn't matter. Everybody, we are seeking two things. One is that the fear, there's various degrees of fear there, and the degrees of fear. So generally speaking, when the fear does not hit 40%, or 35%, it doesn't hit 35%, we don't describe that as fear. Actually, it's a fear. Any form of pain, any form of uneasiness, we don't want this. And when yet something this kind is about to happen to you, or you feel that it may happen, there's a fear. We don't want this. So the fear, when it hits like 35, to some people 35, it hits 35, then you feel that, I'm scared. But some people, they are so resilient. When the resilience is so much, then you hit 50%, sometimes 55, 60% or so, you don't feel the fear. Because you have built the resilience power. Okay, so But generally speaking, people will see when it hits the 40, and then you see this is a fear. It's very scary. You see that as fear. So, in other words, the fear from degree 1%, the fear already started. Fear is there. Nobody wants a fear, number one. Number two, we want to have the ease. Ease as much as possible. This is the reality. The ease as much as possible. What do you mean by ease? For example, a child feels the mother's love. Child goes to school. Child doesn't feel the mother's love till the child goes to school and bullied by others. Then could value the mother's love. You getting it? But it doesn't mean that every child should feel this love. Not necessary. Because there are some children who never got this love and affection from their parents when they were young. The parents themselves, they do not learn how to give love and affection. Most likely they do not get the love and affection themselves from their own parents when they were young. Or their parents may have died early, and so forth. So, but generally speaking, I would say that for me to get a chance to be with my mother, it was just 5 years. At 5 years, when I was 5 years old, my mother passed away. But so now, if you tell me that do you remember the mother's love, the say I could conjecture, I could guess that I received the maximum love and affection, but I don't feel it. Feel it meaning that I don't remember even her face. When I was younger, I think age 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I used to have her face quite vivid in mind. And then when I told my sister that our mother's like this, she said, no, she's not like this. I don't know whether she's correct. She's also maybe like maximum 5 years older than me. She was also just like 10 years old. And I don't know whether my description, she really understands it. So what I'm saying is that, and then gradually even that memory gradually faded away. Now in 50s, I don't really have the memory of my mom's face, and we don't even have her photograph. That is the saddest part. So what I'm saying is that that I could conjecture that I must have got the maximum love and affection from the mother, but I don't remember anything. But say the feelings are so intense particularly when I was in my teenage, 16, 17, 18, there, anybody who knew my mother, they would talk about my mom. Just mention my mom's name instantly, for no reason, tears come down my eyes. Tears, instant tears well up. So this used to happen. From this, the most likely that I received the maximum love and affection from my mother. And then later my sister used to tell me about how the mother has been extremely, I was the baby of the family. So how the mother was taking care of me. This was what she used to share with me later on when I grew older. Okay, so with this, there are some cases where we do not get this chance to get this love and affection from the parents, and parents are alive, still they don't know how to give this love and affection. These things are there. This is what I would say is less, maybe 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 10,000. But if you fall in this category, I would say that don't worry. Don't worry. Simply because people are talking mother's love, doesn't mean that it's not fair, right? So they're talking on behalf of the many other people. And for you, I would say that you have to be the nature. Whoever you are, you have to be the nature. And see, now is the time. So when you're a little boy, little girl, you're so vulnerable. You have to depend on somebody else's love and affection. Now you're grown up. When you're grown up, you have to put the nature. Now, just finally you can feel that. Feel this beautiful affection. You can feel that beautiful affection. How to feel it? Don't wait for somebody else to give that to you. Don't wait. Now, when you reach older, like age 20 and plus, If you wait for somebody else to give this love to you, once in a while, we never know. Once in blue moon, somebody comes. We never know. But to wait for that chance is because the chance is so little. Chance is so fun, so little, so therefore, let's not wait. Why not? Even when somebody comes, like a divine, the being suddenly comes in your life, like, say, somebody so extremely compassionate and who will really guide you, and you see that this is, and genuinely, but still, the person is a factor, and your Buddha nature is awakening. When you feel this joy, ease, security, so this your Buddha is awakened. So this Buddha nature, you have to be aware of your Buddha nature and let it be awakened. Let it be awakened. Don't wait for somebody else to come and for you to feel this Buddha nature. You try to put effort to awaken this. When you put this effort, it's amazing. For example, okay, how many from Germany? Germany, friends. German. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So in fact, when I was a little boy, I don't know what age, maybe about like 12, 11 or 12, there was this international group, SOS. SOS group, international group, founded by incredibly, greatly compassionate German by the name Hermann Gemeiner. Wow, it's amazing. He's not waiting for love and affection from somebody else. He's giving this love and affection to others. He's giving this love and affection to others, and you could see the glow on his face. For him, all the children, I don't know how many schools he opened everywhere in the world, irrespective of religion, irrespective of countries, irrespective of gender. He just opened schools for orphanages, for the poor sections of humanity. And he visited our school, I think once, I don't remember, but once he visited, and his sons also paid the visit when he came. And just look at him. There's so much joy for him to see all the boys and girls. They were in line to receive him. It's so like the father or the mother is seeing her own children. This was the amount of the love exuded from this amazing great Bodhisattva. Hermann Gemeiner is amazing. So this is what we can do. We can do to exude this, and then you can feel this love. What you see that somebody else feels your love, then you feel it yourself. This is so beautiful, it's amazing. Everybody has a Buddha nature. Finally, we may say that, oh, that was very fortunate, have amazing parents, I'm very unfortunate. In reality, the parents or somebody, anybody in your life, that person's a trigger. And the real joy is coming from inside. The real source of joy is inside. The example that I gave you is like the mobile. You press the mobile with the finger and the music comes out. Your finger is not the music. The music doesn't come from the finger. The finger is just the trigger. And the music comes from this machine. Likewise, external factors, they are the trigger. And the real joy is coming, the real source of joy is coming from inside your Buddha nature. So that is something we have to learn how to awaken this. Don't wait for external factors. And if you wait for external factors, you depend on external factors. When external factors are there, there's a little bit of joy coming. The moment external factors diminish, the joy diminishes. So, whereas if you learn how to activate this Buddha nature, then you're going to have this joy 24/7. This is the secret of the secret. This is what for Prince Siddhartha. Just look at Prince Siddhartha. Prince Siddhartha, he had the best of his father. And of course, he lost his mother, but the aunt who took over as the mother's role, she was just amazingly loving, caring. In fact, to the extent that this aunt, or the Prince Siddhartha's stepmother, this aunt, she treasures Prince Siddhartha more than her own son. You getting it? And yet, Prince Siddhartha left the palace. Left the palace, knowing that no matter how much beautiful the environment is, these are all external factors, and your dependency builds up. And when they're in their presence, you have a small part of your Buddha nature is awakened. The moment they're not there, again it shuts down, which means that you're so dependent. Why not be activated ourselves? So he left the palace to look for ways and means how to activate it. How to activate it yourself so that you will have it 24/7. So, what is meant by activation of Buddha nature? Before we go into the Bodhicitta, what is meant by activation of Bodhicitta? It means Buddha nature, means that remove all the mental dirt and let your mind manifest its true nature. Remove all the dirt and let your mind manifest its true nature. What do you mean by that? Say, a light. Light is, say, covered with a vase, put upside down. The nature of the light is to glow everywhere, but you don't see the light. It's obstructed by the lid, by the vase. Or the Britishers will say vase. Any Britisher?
All the way around.
Huh?
We say vase in Britain.
This is what I'm saying. The British will say vase, and the Americans will say vase. So what is the vase? Any vase? Vase. Okay. Nihilism. Britishers, nihilism. Yes. Okay, don't worry. Okay. What is Singapore? Singaporeans? Vase. Vase, yes, because of the kindness of the Britishers. Hey, Lee Bang, nihilism, Lee Bang. Nihilism, Britishers, yes. American nihilism. Okay, so what I'm saying. Okay, the light covered by the vase. Right? Vase, I'll say both. Okay, so, which means the light inside, okay, what is the difference? On the one, there's a light, on the other hand, there is what? Okay, let's say this power bank, and the light, and both are covered in two different vase or vase. Okay, two different pictures, let's say. Two different pictures. Then, so you want to read book, and there's no light. I said, yes, there's light in the room. You go there, no, I don't see any light. I went there. Did you see two pots? Oh yeah, pot is good. Did you see two pots put upside down? Yes. So there is the light. So you put one pot, keep it upside, remove it, and there's the power bank. You can hardly see it. Whereas the other one, you remove the pot and the light spreads everywhere. You getting it? So why this power bank is not spreading and why this light is spreading? Tell me. Think of it. You may think it's very easy. Give an answer. Only if you give the answer, you are thinking. Yes, Akia.
It's not the nature of the power bank to spread light or to
Yes, spread. It's not the nature of the power bank to spread. Whether the pot is put over it or removed, no difference. You agree? Whereas with the light, there is a difference. When the pot is put upside down on the light, the nature of the light is blocked. The true nature of light is obstructed from being exhibited. Remove the pot, and the light exhibits its true nature. It spreads. This is nature. You getting it? Okay. So, when do you feel now? When do you feel like a pot is put upside down on you? For example, say you had a difficult time at your workplace. You had a difficult time at your workplace. Maybe with your boss. What is that? Unkind boss, what is the description? Huh?
A boss doesn't take responsibility.
An irresponsible boss by expecting you to do everything with too much deadlines. Okay, so and then you had difficult time with your boss, and you come home. And you've come home a little sad, and mother says, "What happened?" And what's your response? What happened? You getting it? And your mother shrinks. Your mom shrinks, right? Okay, now your mom becomes hesitant to come closer to you. And then your father sends something wrong. Your father says, if they turn to the mother, because even the father is dare not come to you, tell the mom, "Hey, what happened?" Right? And then you from this you heard it, and say, "Dad, I said I made my mom unhappy," right? And the dad also starts to shrink. Now you cannot talk to your mom, you cannot talk to your dad, you cannot talk to your boss. And then your brother comes. "What happened? Everyone is so quiet." "What quiet?" Okay, your brother cannot talk now, right? Okay, now you need some help. You have some stomach problem. You need some help. You cannot ask your dad. You cannot ask your brother. You cannot ask your mom. You cannot ask your boss, right? You feel so suffocated everywhere. You cannot talk. You feel so suffocated. How many of you once in a while felt like this? Raise hands. Once in a while you felt like this, where you cannot turn to anybody because you've created the problem. Okay, so this is known as mental imprisonment. What is imprisonment? Imprisonment is where you are enclosed in a small space where you cannot get out of this space. That is known as imprisonment. And you imprison yourself in a space where you cannot reach out to anybody. That is a mental imprisonment. So, this is not your true nature. How do you know this is not your true nature? For example, for this, okay, for some people who does not talk at all, who do not talk at all, who doesn't require to talk. Somebody has to talk a lot. Some people have to talk a lot, right? The moment you meet somebody, starts talking. So you cannot just sit not talking. Now, if these two people are put under the silent meditation, who will feel suffocated? Huh? Tell me, who will feel suffocated? The one who talks a lot feels so suffocated, right? In fact, in one of the retreats where all my retreats is very flexible. You can talk. I encourage you to talk, not to remain silent, because this is to awaken your cognitive abilities, to sharpen your cognitive ability. And in one place where the retreat center has such that the people who want to remain silent voluntarily, you can keep a label with them. What is that? Attack with the tag, but what is that? Lanyard. So with this way it says silence. And there was one lady who volunteered to put on this, and she cannot stop talking. She wants both, She wants to remain silent at the same time her habits, So miss up with attack, silence, go there, talk, go there. Okay, so that person will feel suffocated. You agree? That person will suffer because the one the person's nature is to speak. When you are refrained from speaking, then you feel the suffocation. You are in the prison. So when you cannot talk to your mom, dad, brother, sister, to your boss, to your colleagues, what is happening is that you are creating yourself a prison. It's a mental prison. You're getting it? This is not your true nature. How do you know this is not your true nature? Because you feel suffocated. You feel suffocated. Now, what happens? The moment you start talking to your mom, and then you also start talking to your mom nicely, and your father senses it, and father feels that now you're okay. And then everybody starts talking to you nicely, and you feel the prison is removed, the barrier is removed. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. True nature of mind. A true nature of mind is like a light where you remove the barrier and instantly the light, the nature, you don't do anything, the light will flow, spread everywhere spontaneously, everywhere. So this is the true nature of mind. Our mind spreads everywhere without it. When the barrier is removed, it will instantly spread. So the greatest of spread is the greatest of the ease. Because you are acting in line with your line with your nature. Your nature is to spread. Your mind, there's a tremendous capacity to spread. And for the time being, afflictive obscurations, cognitive obscurations, they block this like the pot. It blocks your mind from making it manifest in its true nature, spreading. So the moment these two are lifted, then the mind spreads spontaneously. So that is what happens when you see you are released from the prison, or when a family member start talking to you, then you feel ease. You're getting it? Because your mind doesn't feel the restriction. You feel the ease. So, if the restriction is removed, then restriction is removed, then ease comes. If the infinite restriction is removed, infinite ease comes. You're getting it? So that is your true nature. So that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. I would say that even this ease, if this ease were to feel like in your workplace, like 10 times, 10 times or 20 times, you could feel it's so beautiful. It's amazing, beautiful. And then infinite, just imagine what that's like. How many once in a while you felt this ease? Anyone? Raise your hands. This incredible, beautiful feeling, the genuine affection, genuine compassion, or beautiful feeling, extreme beautiful, where all your barriers dissolve. Once in a while, we felt that. Raise hands. Okay. Oh, anybody who wants to share, quickly, share your beautiful moments. Anyone? Yes, Shobit.
When I've been in love with my pet.
Yeah, pet, yes, you can feel that. That's true. Anyone else? Anyone's quick. You want to share the moments, those moments? Yes.
When my mother passed, I was looking after her for several months, and when she actually passed, there was this just tremendous feeling of release and compassion, and there was a photo of His Holiness at the foot of her bed the whole time.
No.
And my teacher had helped set up something behind a pillow and so on. So it was just very liberating. There was no sense of, I thought she was liberated, you know.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Anyone else? Quick. Stefan, you will share?
You see the garden in the morning sunlight.
Morning sunlight, beautiful feeling. Yes, it happens. Anyone else? Anyone? Lohena?
At the end of the last retreat, when we talk about compassion, I felt like everyone is full of hope and compassion.
Beautiful, amazing, wonderful. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes.
Sometimes I feel like that when I'm floating in the ocean, like swimming and floating like that.
Okay, swimming and floating in the ocean, you felt that ease. ease. Very good. In the middle of the ocean?
Not in the middle, near the beach.
Okay. I was about to ask the next question. What about the sharks? Okay. Anyone else? Yes. Namdullah.
Geshe-la, whenever I help others, whenever they are in need of, so there's a genuine happiness.
Oh, that's amazing. The moment she's able to get a chance to help somebody who is in need, genuine happiness comes. Anyone else? Okay. Tanya.
When I feel good energy, for example, in this compa or in the other compa, it's good. Then I feel free, like my mind is at ease.
Yes, this is also one thing. Yes, it is like the sunset or in the ocean, in Gompa, sometimes in the forest. In fact, that was what the Tani is saying. Similar like this when we were young. I was maybe like 16, 17. When we go to the forest just above our school, in the forest where the where the hermits live. Less number of hermits, including one of my teachers there. Less number of hermits, and it's the moment you get there, your mind will get to a very different plane of reality. You feel the ease, as Netani is describing. Yes, anyone else? And yes.
Whenever we go in a school in Bali with sea learning, and with Chelsea, Aki, and Peter, and then seeing the children being so happy and learning about compassion always makes me very.
Oh, Peter's also involved. Yes. Oh, I did not know that. I was wondering how Aki came to this retreat and she broke the secret is through Chelsea and Gabor. Yes, now I came to know that Peter is also involved. Okay, so to see that somebody others, they feel the joy, they feel the compassion, the joy that you get just multiplies. This is very true. Okay, let me ask Dinah.
When I'm with animals.
Oh, Dinah with animals such as? Dogs, very good. Because it is said that the dogs, in the Buddhist text, there's mentioned that the dogs are extremely loyal. Extremely loyal. Maybe like I would say 1 out of 1,000 can be complicated. Otherwise, generally the dogs, they are considered as the one of the most loyal beings, including the human beings. More than human beings, the dogs are very loyal. Okay, that's true. So when you see somebody so pure, loyal, then you can feel that the barrier dissolves. The barrier dissolves. But somebody smiles, not sure what their smile is, not sure. But the dogs wag their tails means they love you. They are very serious. There's no diplomatic wagging tails. But with a smile, we never know what the smile is. So, the human being is quite complicated. But don't make it too negative. Human beings have capacity to generate wisdom of emptiness. And also capacity to generate bodhicitta. But the other animals, the chances for these two is much less. Human beings have special capacity because of the sophistication of the mind. Okay, so that's true. Amit, what moment, any memorable moments, beautiful moments?
Geshe-la, I was made to go to a boarding school early in my life. It was a place where we actually come from. There were no Portuguese. So that was a moment of joy for me that I am coming to get an education far off on my parents. But I was still overjoyed leaving parents, my mom crying, my dad crying. But I was happy inside that I'm here to educate myself.
Wow, that's amazing. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Maitri.
Recently, when I met this woman
Where? Dharamsala. In Ladakh. You got audience with students in Ladakh. Very fortunate. How many people are there? How many people are there for for to just have a glance of students? 10, 20? Many, many, many. Out of this, you are one who got the audience. This is what I'm saying. Only few. And you're the one. Very lucky. Be envious. Okay, wonderful. Okay, Alexandra.
I very often have this moment when I'm traveling and I go to a beautiful nature where I am first time, for the south in the park or the national park.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Isidora.
When I talk with one old friend, which I know, and also about Buddhism, spiritual things, sharing also same page or same things. Still golden, no barriers, no lies, no nothing.
Wonderful. Gabriel.
If I look in the eyes of the children, sometimes I have the feeling. If I look in the face of a little baby is laughing, then I can feel it.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. Okay, good. And okay. Swim.
When normally I wake up at 5 a.m. in the morning. So if I wake up at 5 a.m. and I manage to run like for an hour in the park, I feel very happy. Yeah, because the first thing I woke up in the morning and I'm able to move around. So that makes me very happy.
Wonderful, wonderful. Steve?
I think holding my firstborn child for the first time.
Day 1 or day 2?
A few hours after they
Few hours after that, which means day 1. Okay, this is I would say this is a very auspicious the part where I'm supposed to stop and I'm waiting for this. And this is exactly what Steve said. Thank you so much. What happened was that many years ago, not too many years ago, perhaps like 8 years ago, I was in a center and I asked them a question. And there were only about like 20 people, and I asked like eight people did their responses, and one gentleman from England, he said that the most beautiful moment in his life was holding the hand of his 1-day-old daughter's daughter. Let me repeat it. The most beautiful moment in his life is holding the hand of the 1-day-old daughter. When he was saying this, he was literally into tears. It's so emotional. Okay, now let me ask this question. Who is this little daughter? Or some people, they talk about holding the 1-day-old child, 1-day-old son. Who is this son? Who is this daughter? Anyone? Joshua?
All of us.
Almost all of us. Almost all of us. But we never said it. We never said it. We never said it. When I was with my mom, when I was with my dad, when I was a little boy, little girl, we never said it. That was, there's somebody there, like Steve, taking the pride, feeling the joy, pride, and saying that this most beautiful moment, holding the hand of the child that day. But the child does not feel that. That's very sad. Today, if this child feels somebody taking pride in your existence, this child who is now 30, 40, 50 years old, if suddenly sees that somebody is there who takes pride in your existence, who finds joy in your existence, the child will say, tell the whole world that this is the most beautiful moment. Who's that? You already had that experience. Your father, your mother felt it. There's a person who took pride in existence, who felt joy in existence, and yet we don't count that. This is very sad. You're getting it? This is so important for us. But as I said earlier, not that everybody, maybe 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 10,000 did not get a chance to feel that. But majority of us, we have felt that. We got this opportunity. So therefore, oftentimes we overlook that. This is very unfortunate. So, this is very important, Bodhicitta, the practice that we are learning now. So here, we don't look for outside, we look for the treasure that you already have. The treasure that you already have. And then use that as the foundation to multiply this treasure. Multiply this treasure. So, and then the two techniques are there. Two techniques. And the one technique is to already use this treasure that we have and multiply that. And the other one is to identify the treasure in the relativity form. Relativity form, and discover otherwise the huge amount of treasure which remain undiscovered. You discover that, and then the bodhicitta arises. So these are the two techniques. With this mind, bodhicitta, of course, on the planet Earth, here on the planet Earth, this planet, the first person to teach the bodhicitta was the Buddha Shakyamuni, again here, who started from here, Bodhgaya. And he taught this, the bodhicitta, the unconditional love. And we see that there are so many good people everywhere in other religions, in other countries, everywhere, believe it or not. Good people are everywhere. Geniuses are born everywhere. Not that geniuses are born only as Buddhists or only as Tibetans or only as this or that, or American or whatever. No, geniuses are born everywhere. Good people are born everywhere. Whatever religion, whatever gender, whatever the ethnicity, good people are born everywhere. Geniuses are born everywhere. So we're not to feel proud or the arrogant of one's own, thing. Good people everywhere. So, with this acknowledgement, what I'm saying is, but the bodhicitta, precisely the bodhicitta, most refined version of compassion. Compassion, generally speaking, demonstrated by many people in different religions, different the ethnicities and so forth. But the compassion in the form of the bodhicitta, so well structured. That is something which the Buddha taught on the planet Earth. Buddha taught. And again, don't just believe in what I'm saying. You have to check it later on. Check it and you'll discover that that's true. So, when you discover that's true, meanwhile, because that this is so precious, anybody who demonstrates compassion, wherever the person is, Hindus, Muslims, Jains, Jews, non-believers, you will value, you will treasure these qualities of compassion. Likewise, the intelligence is another quality. Intelligence. So this is so precious, but intelligence can be misused, can be misguided, can be misused, then it can be the worst of the destroyer of the world. So, Buddhism, Bodhicitta first taught by the Buddha, and Buddha taught two main techniques. One is known as the Sevenfold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta. One is known as the Sevenfold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta. And the second one is known as the method of equalizing, and exchanging self for others. Sevenfold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta, and the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others. There are two primary methods. And the first method, which the Buddha taught, was passed down to Arya Maitreya. Arya Maitreya we see here depicted in this and depicted also over there. Arya Maitreya, the future Buddha, Arya Maitreya, the sevenfold cause-effect method to generate bodhicitta. Passed down to Arya Maitreya, and Arya Maitreya passed down to Arya Sangha. Arya Maitreya passed down to Arya Sangha. Arya Sangha down to Acharya Vasubandhu. And I mentioned this earlier, that Arya Sangha and Acharya Vasubandhu, two of them are half-brothers. The first one is Arya Maitreya passed down to Arya Asanga. And Arya Asanga passed down to Acharya Vasubandhu. Acharya Vasubandhu. Okay, and from there, many teachers down the line, and finally got down to Lama Atisha Dibangarashi. The Lama Selingpa. Lama Selingpa, where now Gabor, Chelsea, and Akia, Peter also, Peter in Indonesia. Okay, so I didn't know that Peter lives in Indonesia. Huh? Recent, okay. So the place where 5 of them anymore from Indonesia. Okay, 4 of them, they live there, Indonesia. And the great teacher Lama Selingpa, who was a prince, and later he became monk and became incredibly great teacher, the great teacher of the Bodhicitta. So, and then from him passed down to Lama Atisha. Lama Atisha, and full form is Lama Atisha Dibangara Shri Jnana. Yes, Lama Atisha Dibangara Shri Jnana is also the status here. Lama Atisha Dibangara Shri Jnana, and this is how it passed down to finally to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. This is how we got it. Okay, this is the first lineage. The second lineage, the method of equalizing and exchanging self for others to generate bodhicitta. This method, first taught by the Buddha, passed down to Arya Manjushri, and then passed down to Arya Nagarjuna, and naturally to Bodhisattva Arya Deva. Okay, Arya Manjushri, down to Arya Nagarjuna, and down to Bodhisattva Arya Deva. And then down to many teachers, then down to Bodhisattva Shantideva. In 8th century, and then once again to Lama Selingpa, to Lama Atisha, then to all the teachers, and then to His Holiness. So this is how we got this. So from this we see that Lama Selingpa and Lama Atisha, these two are the points of confluence of the two traditions. These two teachers, they are the points of confluence of the two traditions. Earlier, these two traditions were more, say the one lineage focused more on the method, Sevenfold cause-effect method, focus more, and the other side focus more on the method of equalizing exchanges of others. Whereas with these two teachers, then the two traditions merge, and now the people who practice bodhicitta, they use both methods equally. Okay, so this is a little bit about the lineage, the lineages of these two methods. So first, we will do the second method. We'll do the second method first. Method of equalizing and exchanges of others. Okay. Just for information, as I said earlier, that our true nature of the mind is the true nature has the potential to feel the infinite ease, and with the ease the ease that I'm talking about, this ease, as many of you have described, and perhaps there are more to feel this ease. There are more. You can feel it even more when you practice the bodhicitta. You start feeling this, then you may start to feel the ease in a very stable way. For example, with Diana, when the dog is there, the ease comes. When the dog's not there, the ease disappears. No, that's not true. When the ego is there, ease comes. When the ego is there, right? Dana forgot ego. Hey, don't forget ego. Okay, so likewise, hey, Laksharaj, what about your ease? What is the most beautiful moment in your life?
The most grateful.
Every moment.
Yeah, every day something happens which feels like.
Wow. Something wow moment. Wow, this is amazing. Every day he feels something new. That's amazing. Wow. He said, I cannot pick one. It's so many. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, Aditi. You seem to be so happy nowadays. Why? Huh? You look so happy. Okay, Gendula. And Gendula says something very interesting. We have to remember this. Shall I say this? Gendula. Huh? I should seek permission from Gendula. Gendula, when was your last retreat here? 2 years ago, which is 2023. 2023, Gendula attended a retreat. And then I overheard from somebody saying that, Gendula saying that the people here, they're so good, I don't believe. I don't trust. I don't believe this. It's too good. I don't believe it. It's too good that I cannot believe. This is what I heard from somebody, that Gendula is saying this. Then when we met, after the retreat, we met in airport, Bodhgaya airport. So Gendula said the same thing to me. People here, they're so good, I can't believe that. Is it true? I don't believe that, that they're so good. Okay, so because he himself is so good. Yeah, okay. So what I'm saying is that these beautiful moments, they're just amazing. Particularly where you feel that this beautiful moment, then the barrier dissolves. For example, how Diana explained, she feels so happy, this feeling of the connection with the animals, the barrier dissolves. You feel as though like you two of you are like the one. Okay, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful. In fact, we must try to feel that. Any possible, try to feel that whenever you want to feel it. You're getting it? Sunset. You have to wait till sunsets. You're getting it? When it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So whereas why should we be dependent on external factors? Why not we have it every time you want it, let it be there. So for this, you have to put effort. Sunset is not an effort. The dog is not an effort. Right? And then the Steve, your child being born, day one. It's not an effort. It happens as external. And that how old is the child now? Steve. 41. Is as beautiful as that day? I will say yes, yes, yes. So he's thinking, he's actually not thinking, he's thinking what to say. Okay, I don't want to comment on this. I don't want to comment on this. But his answer already commented on this. His answer, right? Few hours after the birth, that is the most beautiful, which is now is not. Okay, I'm just joking. This feeling is so beautiful. I would say that if you have experienced such a feeling where the suffocation dissolves, your mind simply, it is like they say animal in a cage. Animal in a cage, so suffocated, running here and there in the small space, running here and there. Suddenly the cage door is open and then you feel such a freedom. That kind of feeling. It's not just the freedom, there's the ease there. Freedom plus ease. When you're liberated from the self-grasping ignorance, you get a freedom, but the ease is not there. So the freedom is related to the fearlessness. Freedom means I have no freedom. There's a fear that I will not have the freedom. So fear, opposite which is freedom. So the freedom is related to the fearlessness. And the ease is a different feeling. Ease, beautiful moment of the ease, most beautiful moment. So the word better would be the beautiful moment rather than ease. Incredible beautiful moment. So there you just feel like crying. When you feel that, you just feel like crying out of joy. So I felt that feeling, beautiful the feeling. The one time when I was my aeroplane landed at Singapore. When it landed in Singapore, that feeling was so beautiful. Feeling came to me, not because that is Singapore. Singapore airport is so beautiful. You can do shopping. No, not because of that. There are so many other beautiful airports there. It's because the people there. I think the first time, the second time. Second time. I don't remember too well. First time and second time landing in Singapore, because people there, I know that there are people there who are craving to meet for our meeting, who are genuinely waiting there for a meeting. And I was not thinking conscious, not at all conscious, just the flight landed and a very beautiful feeling started to come from inside. Extremely beautiful feeling. And so that I can see that if this feeling spreads related to all the beings, I would say this is the most beautiful thing that you can ever think of in this universe. So this is something that we can cultivate from the Bodhicitta, practice of Bodhicitta. So it's so precious. And in the monastic universities, say during the debates, so we spent about in the morning we spent about 2 or 3 hours in debate. Then in the evenings, how many hours? We start from, let's say the prayer is quite long, from 6 to 7, 8, 2 hours. And then from 8 debate, 9, 10, 11 till 11 is standard. And from there, people continue to debate. 11, 12, 1 a.m. still continue to debate. People who are more enthusiastic still continue debating, 1 a.m. Then come to your room and still they continue the debate in the room. They debate 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And then the early morning they get up at 5, 6, they have to get up. Usually it's 5, they have to get up and go to the monastery's morning prayer. You have to go there. So this is how people are doing. And with these debates, sometimes there's a massive debate, meaning all these monk scholars come together, thousands come together, and this happens once in a month. And then some senior students, they are defending the debate, and the rest of the monks, class-wise. There were about 14 classes. from the junior-most to the senior-most. It's more topic-wise. Sometimes it is the first 7 years, other times the next 3 years, like this. So, with this, whatever the class, if there are 7 classes, then from the junior to the senior, first the junior class through the question, and the what do you call it? Defenders, scholars, and they have to give answers. And all the monk scholars, including the abbot, His Holiness Ganden Rinpoche, they're all there to throw questions against you. So you have to defend it. And then the disciplinarian decides when to start the next debate, next topic. So the disciplinarian moves around. And then when do you know who will stop, who will say that now we can dismiss? The disciplinarian has the final authority. So the monks, so it goes till like 10, 11, 11:30 sometimes in the group. Then how do you know that the debate is now coming to an end? That the disciplinarian will then ask one of the junior monks to stand up to start the debate. We never know it's going to be a fresh debate or it's a conclusion to it. We never know. And if this monk, the junior monk, starts a debate with the Bodhichitta verse, instantly everybody was listening. And Bodhichitta verse, instantly everybody's discussing, he asked this question, but to this, and he gave this answer, but the question can be asked like this. There's some internal discussion also happening while people focus on the main debate. So suddenly when they hear the Bodhichitta verse, for example, like this one verse, which very often recited, Sirkuzi number chodabu mizan ludilani geveku rinjira namabu gyuvena chuju simshe chawarab desum. This is a verse. This is very often times recited there. So the meaning is Sirkuzi number chodabu mizan ludilani geveku. Like the gold making elixir, meaning that this gold making solution, which applies to when applied to any ordinary metals, they turn into gold. Likewise, the Bodhicitta is the gold making elixir, which transforms your ordinary body, speech, and mind into the Buddha's body, speech, and mind. So you see, number chodaba mizanu de la nekiveku rinjin redama vekubana chanju simche chawara de songs. Who on this earth will not treasure this bodhicitta, which transforms you from the state of imperfection to the state of perfection, to the state of Buddhahood? Who will not treasure this bodhicitta? This is a verse. So when the young monk starts debate with this verse, all the monks now know that now the debate is coming to an end. So every monk, they will just sit up, will stop talking, stop discussing. All the other monks, because in the main debate, the young man is still asking the question. So what's the meaning of this? Where is this taken from? Which source? Who's the author? What's the meaning? What's the outline? All the other monks, they are into deep inner contemplation. They will just think of the same line. Everybody knows this line. The same line, they think about this line and meditate on bodhicitta. It's pin drop silent. You could feel the vibration of compassion. You can feel that everybody is deeply in a meditative state. This is beautiful, this is amazing. So then the disciplinarian will say, okay, now you can dismiss. So now everybody leaves. Okay, this is the kind of the practice. So beautiful. Okay. So so with this mind, let us do this. What is that? The method of equalizing and exchanges of others. So this you will primarily see and taught most systematically in Bodhisattva Shantideva's text, A Guide to the Bodhisattva of Life, Chapter 8. In Chapter 8, you find this explained. Okay, so with this, let me quickly identify the steps. We need to know the steps by heart. There are 9 steps there. There are 9 steps there. You have to know these steps by heart. The first, equalizing self and others. Step 1, equalizing self and others. Equalizing self and others. Step 2, equalizing reflecting on the demerits of cherishing oneself. Step 2, reflecting on the demerits of cherishing oneself. Step 3, reflecting on the merits of cherishing others. Step 3, reflecting on the merits of cherishing others. Step 1, equalizing self and others. Step 2, reflecting on the demerits of cherishing oneself. Number 3, the merits of cherishing, reflecting on the merits of cherishing others. And step 4, taking the suffering of others, with emphasis on compassion. Taking the suffering of others with emphasis on the practice of compassion. Or taking suffering of others with emphasis on compassion. Step 5, giving your happiness to others with emphasis on loving kindness. Giving your happiness to others with emphasis on loving kindness. Number 4, taking the suffering of others with emphasis on compassion. Number 5, giving your happiness to others with emphasis on loving kindness. Step 6, actual exchange of self and others. Actual exchange of self and others. Actual exchange of self and others. Number 7, special recollection of the kindness of others. Special recollection of the kindness of others. Number 7. Number 8, altruism. Number 9, bodhicitta. Number 8, altruism. Number 9, bodhicitta. Number 1, equalizing self and others. Number 2, reflecting on the demerits of cherishing oneself. Number 3, reflecting on the merits of cherishing others. Number 4, taking the suffering of others with emphasis on compassion. Number 5, giving your happiness to others with emphasis on loving kindness. Number 6, actual exchange of self and others. Number 7, special recollection of the kindness of others. Number 8, altruism. Number 9, bodhicitta. Okay, so these are 9 steps, and we need to, just for information, that Bodhicitta, the 2 wings of the bird to cross the ocean of samsara, to cross the ocean of the mental defilements, Bodhicitta, the method and the wisdom. The wisdom constitutes the wisdom of emptiness, and the method constitutes method. Of course, it has many aspects, and one of the most important aspects is the Bodhicitta. So the two sides. And for your information, that the difference between the many teachers, what they say is that wisdom of emptiness is something that requires a lot of studies. And once you have the very comprehensive studies, then the experience will come very quickly. This is what the great teachers say, that wisdom of emptiness requires extensive studies. Without extensive studies, you would not get emptiness at all. You need extensive studies, and once you have the extensive studies, you will get experience pretty quickly. Whereas the Bodhicitta is very different, that you don't really require extensive studies. For example, these steps, you learn it very quickly, and the part to get the experience will take long time. At times, it can be very demoralizing, that you know the steps, you do this practice every day, and sometimes you may feel like crying. It's a beautiful moment, beautiful experience, but other times it can become very mechanical, where you go through the steps, but the feeling is not generated. You don't feel anything. It becomes so dry, and then you continue doing this for like days, weeks, months, and still nothing is happening. You may feel so demoralized. To get experience is very difficult. At times you may feel demoralized. If it does happen, where you feel demoralized quite badly, it's very important to, if possible, try to first of all identify the people, like your seniors, even your friends, colleagues, or your teachers who are actually practicing bodhicitta. Simply because somebody puts a facade as a Dhamma practitioner or into Dhamma for many years doesn't mean that person is practicing bodhicitta. It's not necessary. Let me be very straight. It's not necessary. Because there are many people, who do dharma, doing sadhanas and pilgrimages, going to pilgrimage and sadhana and doing this, that, and so forth. But actual practice bodhicitta, they don't really practice bodhicitta. Very sad. No emptiness, no bodhicitta. Just saying, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to Buddha, Dhamma, and Son. May I become Buddha for the benefit of century. Just say this, and they think that this is bodhicitta. This is not bodhicitta. So of course, this is so good that you're doing something instead of doing nothing. Doing something, this is very precious. At least it will maintain the flow of your Dharma practice. But it's not always not gade, 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 gade. It should be gade, gade, para gade. It should be, then para gade should happen. Para sangade, bodhisoha. Not like gade, 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 gade all the time. You're getting it. So therefore, just maintain the flow is not sufficient. Whereas it is way better than not having anything. It is way better. But we are not to demean others who are doing that, but you are you. Your wellness, your well-being is your well-being. Your well-being. Your well-being is your well-being. So therefore, to make sure that our life, the short life that we have, is used for gade gade para sam gade bodhiswa. For that, we have to actually practice this. When you feel stagnant in a practice where you feel that there's no growth happening, your mind remains, now it's mechanical, all the steps go. So oftentimes, my friends who attend these retreats, they later when we meet, they will say that it has gone so stagnant, so dry, so mechanical, nothing's really happening. Yes, it is bound to happen. It's bound to happen. So you have to discuss, particularly when you feel badly mechanical, badly like stagnant, it is high time for you to meet with, say, the people who are actually practicing bodhicitta. You have to make sure that the other person practicing bodhicitta. Otherwise, you're meeting, you think that you have so much expectation on the other person, and then the person says something which may be truly irrelevant. You're getting it? So you have to make sure the other person actually practices bodhicitta. So simply because somebody is there, okay, I don't want to give all the detailed description, but you have to make sure the other person practices bodhicitta, and then you try to listen to the other person, share your thoughts, listen to them, what they have to share with you. So not necessarily that it should be your teachers, even anybody else, a senior practitioner who you really see that the person is learned, not only learned, but also practicing the bodhicitta. That's very important. You have to discuss this. So it says that getting experience is difficult, and it takes time. It takes time, and you may feel that when will it ever happen? Because there's nothing new that I can be doing now, because all what I'm doing is the same, and there's no effect at all. You may feel so demoralized. What is happening is that actually it is your practice is fighting with the self-centered attitude. And self-centered attitude there in the form of knots. Knots at the heart, you can feel it at the heart, the knots. How do you feel the knot? If you open it, you don't see this, there is no knot there. If you open your heart, surgery, there's no knot. But it's on a mental level, you can feel it. When you feel it, for example, let's say that you see somebody who requires financial support, and then let's say that Chanjubla says, okay, anybody who likes to just pull in $5 each, we may all put $5. Then Chanjubla says, okay, now we need more help, $100 each, then number will reduce less, and Chanjubla actually comes to you, can you please do that? Are you sure? Yes. okay. $5 is okay. $100 is, are you sure? Okay. And then now the situation becomes even more urgent. Please, $1,000, no way. No way, right? And then the situation becomes even more dire. Comes $10,000. Are you crazy? You're getting it? Okay, this way. And then just look at what's happening at your heart. You could feel the not there, right? $5 is easy. $100 is like this. $1,000, no. $10,000? Are you crazy? Right? It's like a cement or steel. You could feel it. You could feel it. So this is what is stopping us from the growth. Whatever you are doing is perfect. But why the growth is not happening is that these knots, they're holding you back from experiencing this. What's the experience? Where your mind feels the ease. And these knots, they are holding knot and the ease. This is opposite. Ease is the release. Knot is the entanglement. So entanglement stops you from feeling the release, feeling the ease. Okay, so keep doing this, keep doing this. What happens is that, say that there's an extremely strong stain, very strong strain. The strain, what is that? Stain in a cloth or on a container, like this, or cooking utensil. And you keep scratching it, keep scratching every day, keep scratching. Although the stain is not going, keep scratching it. Do you agree with me that at one point the stains will gradually go away? Yes? It'll take time. So every time you practice this, the knot is unentangled, little by little, still the knot is there. When the knot is more than 50%, when the strength is more than 50%, you don't feel the ease. You getting it? You don't feel the ease. Then when the knot becomes like from the 80 reduced to 70, 60, then you feel something. Then once in a while, you say, come to Bodhgaya, you press Bodhichitta, something happens. Or you meet with His Holiness, something happens. Or you feel that, oh, all my early practice is just useless, just by meeting His Holiness, I got this. It's because of your early practices. Because the early practices that you suddenly you go to new Bodhicitta, like Bodhgaya, meeting with so on and so forth, and suddenly that happens because you have already prepared, that you have unentangled many of the knots earlier. So every time you practice this, but then when you feel demoralized, which means you feel demoralized. So there you have to see how to bring a little bit of change with the help of other people, the support of the other people. Okay, so these are things which are very important. And for the Bodhicitta, the good thing is that for Bodhicitta you can be as creative. You can be as creative. For the wisdom of emptiness, don't be creative. If you become creative, your mind will become creatively haywire. They'll go into, right? Because wisdom of emptiness, why we are not supposed to be creative is that we have never had any experience of the wisdom of emptiness before. Bodhicitta, some experience always here and there, although in a tainted way, mixed with the attachment. But we have some experience of, and you can also easily feel that, okay, what this person is saying is very profound, but the person is saying is very shallow. Read the books. Read Bodhicitta. Some you, wow, this is so good. Some is very shallow, no need to read. But wisdom of emptiness, you have no proper teaching. You read any wisdom of emptiness, you may feel it's so profound. And you can go into the wrong direction. You getting it? So therefore, with the wisdom of emptiness, don't just play with your mind. You have to, the materials that you use must be very authentic. Simply because it is a book on emptiness doesn't mean it is a book on emptiness. You getting it? Let me repeat it. Simply because it's a book on emptiness doesn't mean anything. Because some of the books can be written by people who don't believe in emptiness. You getting it? Some of the books they're written by people who are hearing emptiness for the first time. And they start writing books because they're crazy in writing books. Because they cannot stay not writing books. So therefore, whatever they heard, they write. And they publish. And I know one. I'm not going to tell you. There was, when I was in my 20s, maybe I was 21, there was one gentleman who was giving teaching from my teacher. The morning he's getting teaching for the first time, teaching on emptiness, because my teacher is a brilliant philosopher, logician, and the person also is intelligent. So my teacher thought that, okay, he'll be, he's interested, I'll teach him, and his motivation is slightly different. And morning he's receiving teaching from my teacher, and afternoon he's writing his own commentary on the same book. You're getting it? And how can I expect? And my teacher studied, practiced for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And this person, one day he's writing commentary. You're getting it? These are the books available in the market. So therefore, for emptiness, don't play with emptiness. Read authentic books, not just any book in the market. You're getting it? Not any book in the market. One time, after our retreat, I think, Tushita, yes. After Tushita Retreat, that was years ago. After Tushita Retreat, when I was in Bodhgaya Airport, not Bodhgaya, Gaya, what is that? Gagal Airport, Kangra Airport. So when I was there, then one of the participants from that retreat, he also happened to be there at the airport. So we are going to be in the same airplane. And then we talked. Then I just asked him, where are you going next? He said, I'm going to America. And I said, okay, any purpose? He said that, to learn emptiness. And I said, why? You have to go to America for emptiness. Real emptiness is here in India. He said, no, I want to learn Arya Nagarjuna's text, Mool Mati Megakara, fundamental Vishamati, middle way. Arya Nagarjuna's text, and I come to learn that the highest authority of this is in America. Highest authority on this. And who's that? And he gave the name. And the name is the same person who was writing commentary. Commentary on Arya Nagarjuna. They were his recent commentary, So his name came out. And I did not say anything. I just said that, okay, what do you want? You want the name? You want the fame? Or you want the real concept? If you want the fame, go to America. I told him. Because you Google search, you found his name. So people say that, oh, I learned from him. Then you get fame that, oh, you were from a great teacher. Actually, he's not a great teacher. I know him. I'll not tell you how. Then if you really want to know the concept, then don't go. The real concept is here in South India. My teachers are there. The real teachers are there who can truly replicate Arya Nagarjuna's thoughts, identically replicated, can be seen in South India. My teachers are there. These people are the junior people. And these real people, they will not say that I know Arya Nagarjuna philosophy. They will never say that. They will keep very low profile. Those who I know Arya Nagarjuna, they don't know it. You agree? So this is what I told him. This is what happened. So therefore the warning is that for the Bodhicitta, anybody writes Bodhicitta, book on Bodhicitta, you read it, just few pages, you know that you can sense. This is very shallow. But emptiness, you will not be able to distinguish what is a good book, what is a bad book. So therefore, we should be very, very, very careful with emptiness to make sure that the books that you read, particularly before you get some experience of emptiness, the books that you read must be number one, it should be authentic, and it must be through the recommendation of some people who really, really, really have the extensive knowledge of emptiness, and meditate on this. And some people I know, other people also there who write to emptiness, who don't believe in what they wrote, and they expect other people to read their book. I know, again, I've met with so strange people. I've met with many strange people. I know them, right? And they're busy spreading the books, and they don't believe in what they wrote. Yeah. Okay, we stop here. shage chon shenge me to ge bonjomba sege lumbo tabo jebe ku shage gebo Kela cha se lo oh mone mone mahamuna eswaha oh mone mone mahamuna Swaha Om Mone Mone Mahamonaye 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 Swaha. Three persuasions together.